Hello and what is up guys, and welcome back to another video from Screencasters. And today I'm going to be doing something different. I'm going to be doing a discussion video. Now, this has been on my mind for quite a bit lately, especially in regards to all the new Red Eye support, is the problem of legacy support and what it brings to the table. Now, by all means, I'm not saying legacy support is bad. I love legacy support. I love seeing some decks get the support they need so they can actually function, or in some ways function in a completely different way. But that's not to mean that some legacy support for some archetypes just aren't really equal, and you can really see where Konami put their hearts in when they're making or designing cards for older decks. For example, Red Eyes is a very good example in my opinion, because Red Eyes in the beginning was complete shit, and they got a bunch of new cards in Clash of Rebellion, I think. They got the Redstone of Legend, they got the Draw Spell, they got the Fusion, they actually got better fusions, retrains, all that good stuff. However, even at the time it was kind of lacking, especially the Fusion spell. Like, to me the biggest offender in terms of cards just completely failing as legacy support for an archetype, the biggest offender to me is Red Eye's Fusion. On paper, it sounds like an incredibly good card. You just send two monsters from your hand or deck to the graveyard, and just summon a really big fusion monster for free. The problem with it is it really does hurt your deck, because you can't summon anything for the entire turn. Now, I can see exactly where Konami are coming from in terms of, oh, we don't want another Shaddoll fiasco like Shaddoll Fusion, where you can basically fuse from the deck for free and, you know, have a big beater and summon a bunch of other things, no TK and all that jazz. The problem is, it's just not proportional to the archetype. I mean, I feel like if Red Eyes got an actual Shaddoll Fusion where they can summon other monsters, I'm pretty sure it would not make the deck tier 1, solely because of how inconsistent the deck really is. For example, the draw spell. Like, you know how level 8 monsters have Trade-in, and Trade-in's really good. You discard a monster, level 8 monster, draw 2 cards. Red Eyes have pretty much the same thing, except they have two versions of it. They have cards of the Red Jewel, which is discard a Red Eyes monster, a level 7 Red Eyes monster from your hand, and another from your deck to the graveyard, I think, and then draw 2 cards. It's also got a hard once per turn, so unlike Trade-in, you can't keep resolving it. And it's very specific to level 7 Red Eyes, and if you know anything about Red Eyes, there are very few of those that are actually being played, so that's another thing to, I guess, complain about. And the second level specific draw spell Red Eyes have is the Sacred Sword of 7 Stars. It's not archetype specific, but it's like Trade-in, except you banish it. You banish a level 7 monster from your hand and draw 2 cards. Now that kind of completely contradicts with how Red Eyes plays, because they don't want their monsters banished. They want them in the graveyard. They want them in the graveyard to bring back with Return of the Dragon Lords. They want them in their hand. Just there's a bunch of places you want your Red Eyes, like on the field, but you don't want them banished, which I feel is super unfair to Red Eyes in general. Because about a few months later, I think almost a year later, we got Shining Victories as well as the Dark Illusion, which gave a lot of new support for Blue Eyes, again, and Dark Magician. And after that, they got even more support in terms of the new movie that came out. We got Chaos Max, we got Alternative Dragon, we got a bunch of new Dark Magician girls, but the fact of the matter is, all those cards they got, a good solid of them are really, really good cards. This kind of all ties back with how legacy support isn't really equal, because if you look at the two Reborn cards, you have Dark Illusion Magic, or Dark Magic Circle. It's one of them. It's the one that special summons a magician or a spellcaster from your graveyard or your hand to the field, but you pay 1,000 life points. Now take that in contrast to Gospel of Revival, or the TCG name is Return of the Dragon Lords. As you bring back any level 7 or 8 dragon type monster to your field, and it also has a grave effect that protects it from battle or card effects that one turn. Or that one time. Now, on paper, they seem kind of normal, kind of even, but if you think about it, the Dragon spell is so much more better and versatile than the Magician one, solely because you can bring back any level 7 dragon. It doesn't have to be specific. There are so many level 7 dragons and level 8 dragons that it's overall a better card, and the big thing is the protection effect. The Magician spell card does not have protection. It's basically, you're reborn it, and if it gets bottomless or something, well, you know, tough tough problems, which I think is kind of unfair. It really feels like Konami is leaning towards specific archetypes and making sure specific archetypes are better than the others, depending on what will sell. To me, it just feels like Red Eyes is getting the hard end of the stick when it comes to legacy support. I mean, look at the new support that came out. You know what this deck that revolves on swarming level 7 dragons on the field and attacking with? You know what this deck needs? A bunch of equip spells, equip monsters, and warrior support. I really don't see the need. Like, I've seen all the new Red Eyes cards. I really don't like them. I think most of them are pretty bad. They don't really fit with the flow of the deck. A lot of people are making the argument like saying, oh, this helps a Buster Blader, like you can make Red Eyes Buster Blader. That's good, that's freaking amazing. However, that doesn't help Red Eyes. That helps Buster Blader become less inconsistent by having a Red Eyes engine instead of a Blue Eyes engine, which is good for them, but it doesn't really help the deck of Red Eyes itself. It helps another deck, which is completely unrelated. Also, in terms of the Blue Eyes versus Dark Magician support, it was pretty obvious that Konami wanted Blue Eyes to do a bit better. It was meta at one point in time. Dark Magician, for whatever reason, they got a really good search card, Illusion Magic. The problem is the cost. Illusion Magic, you have to tribute a spellcaster on your side of the field, add up to 2 Dark Magicians from your deck or graveyard to your hand, I think. Now, this may seem like, okay, cool, you tribute a monster, you get 2, you're basically breaking even. It takes 2 cards to get 2 cards from your deck. The problem is Dark Magician as an archetype does not run too many monsters to be on the field. You don't really have any good normal summons other than Rod. So why is the search card having to tribute a monster? That doesn't really make any sense. Whereas Blue Eyes, in comparison, they have Blue Eyes Alternative Dragon, where you reveal Blue Eyes in your hand that is easily searchable with Melody of Awakening Dragon, and just summon it on the field. You get a free level 8, just something that makes more sense with the archetype and the deck itself. So this is it for my little rant, I guess, about legacy support. Before I end the video, I do want to say is I'm not against legacy support. I love legacy support. It's great to see all these new cards for these older decks, but I feel like it should be tailored a little bit better for the decks themselves to help them actually help them, like, be better, not just, oh, we have more cards but nothing's really changed. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment down below what decks you want to see get legacy support, and I'd love to hear from you guys. What do you guys think about this discussion? Do you guys want to see more? I'd love to do more, So yeah, don't forget to like the video, comment the video, and subscribe to my channel, which is Screencasters, for more epic and amazing videos similar to this one. Once again, my name is YUGIOH from Screencasters, and I am signing out.